Hello on YouTube and Twitch, and welcome to another episode of my Pop-Up Dungeon Let's Play series. This is Northstar. Hope you're well, taking care of each other, and being kind to yourselves. For those new to my channel, welcome. Returning viewers, welcome back. I'm here, just spoken to the Emperor of this planet, Ishikai, whatever. It's a Japanese themed world. Similar to, but legally distinct from medieval Japan. By the way, the wooden sword between two torches is definitely symbolic of the situation they find themselves in, balancing the curators versus other, independents. I guess the dangers in either case of being conquered versus being completely their culture subsumed. Alright, and I've been asked to make a delivery to the space station. So time to make a delivery. But you guys listen to the side effects. Before I do, I just have to say my long COVID's kicking my ass right now, and I've been having nausea, and I take an anti-nausea med. It makes me dizzy, lightheaded, and just there's no side effects of it. It's rough, and other stuff like dating apps, stupid, wasting my time. Or some of them, I swear that they're like paid bots, not bots, paid troll, not trolls, but fake users. Probably someone in Bangladesh pretending to be an American working for like $2 a day to go on there and waste people's time, string them along, and gut punch them short of actually meeting up, because the whole point is just to keep people interested in these apps who spend money, they hope. So they think engagement will amount to dollars spent. I am not giving them a bloody frickin' dollar. They don't deserve it. These companies are scum. Like everything else under capitalism, it's exploitative. It only leaves you wanting in the end. Yes, I am a democratic socialist. Some of you probably want to tune out, but just listen. And it leads to one-sided discussions even. I was just listening to this, I think, what was this, Sanker or something. He was debating this relatively ignorant, hateful MAGA lady about immigration, but the debate was still one side because it was leaving out all the valid criticisms of immigration, like population growth leading to housing shortages. Immigrants don't inherently create more housing because housing is not limited by the labor to build housing, which they provide more labor. It's limited by communities not zoning up and allowing more density. So you cram more people into a finite amount of housing, rents go up. Rents are, and housing purchase prices, mortgages, rents, and mortgages are the main expense most Americans have. So even if wages go up with immigration, people have less money to spend after paying for their housing. That's a valid argument. Environmental impact. Population growth, because people come from countries that are still industrializing, where birth rates are high. Death rates have fallen, but not as far as in the first world. And so there's rapid population growth. They come here. That actually tends to lead to lower death rates in the countries they come from, because it takes a little bit of population pressure off of the rapid population growth. So there's actually not as much of a net decrease in population growth as there is, people leaving. So the world population grows bigger, and it puts more strain on the environment. It becomes, in the first world where immigrants come to, it becomes even harder to access nature. Those are legitimate arguments. Will you hear them ever made? No. Instead, you hear two stances. They're just different, capitalist stances. One is essentially fascism, and it's just spreading misinformation, anti-immigrant rhetoric, because fascism is what capitalism delves into. and the other is just like the liberal centrist Democratic Party bullshit. You don't hear any other stances. You don't hear anything that's grounded in facts. It's grounded in inconvenient facts. You'll hear stuff that's basically there's this government state immigration. Will you hear talking points from other sources that might be more critical but are fact-based? No. Instead, you'll hear like these one-sided things that make it ignorant racist bitch, honestly, versus educated guy who's an immigrant himself, but you never hear any of the actually legitimate criticisms. Or, the economy. It's always, should we keep taxes the same or cut taxes on the rich? Talking about raising taxes on the rich is always off limits, somehow. Like, it's terrible. And then, people think, oh, well, capitalism delivers innovation. No, it doesn't. We don't really innovate. We have 50 flavors of, like, fruit juice and soda, but that's not real innovation. Even in biology, which is my field, we just have constant, we discover, we understand this disease slightly better, and so we're going to do, quote, drug discovery, which is just coming up with new compounds that they can monetize. Really, I mean, they don't care as long as they can get through the FDA. Just barely effective enough that the benefits are considered to outweigh the risk. They'll get it passed, they'll spend massive amounts of money optimizing production of this thing, and they'll just mass produce something that's only marginally better than not taking it. Just barely enough that the FDA will approve, because that's all they're aiming for. They're just aiming for the lowest possible bar, these drug companies. It does not produce innovation. Yes, there's substantial amounts of innovation in the US in certain fields like computers, but if the Soviet Union had access to the budgets that the US has today, it would have innovated 100 times faster than it did. I mean, not 100, but it would have drastically. It would have been far more innovative than the US. They actually did more than the US did in certain fields, despite having less money overall. Certain surgical fields where they exceeded US science, like right up to the point they collapsed. They were more advanced in the US in certain very narrow fields of surgery, which I know about because I wanted to become a surgeon. So it's niche, but yes, there were certain types of surgery that the Soviets were ahead of the US in. And for a while, they were ahead of the US in the space race until the US poured so much money in, the Soviets couldn't compete. And then they were trying to do it in a hurry, and they canceled the N-1 rocket, even though it was a good design, just because it wasn't going to get Soviet men to the moon before the US. N-1 was not a bad design, despite the capitalist propaganda. I've been playing a lot of Kerbal Space Program, so I've been looking into the real-life history of that rocket, because I was curious, and the fifth launch failure, which led to the program being scrubbed, shouldn't have even been a launch failure. It was a successful launch until some idiots, or saboteurs pretending to be idiots, turned off 6 engines in the middle of the descent of the rocket, supposedly to reduce structural stresses, even though there was no good reason to worry about those. And that led there was one structural failure in an earlier launch, but it wasn't because of excessive structural stresses from a normal rocket. It was because the roll got out of control and the thing spun so fast that things centrifuged out. It was stresses in a direction it wasn't designed for. There was no reason to turn off just to reduce maximum Gs, is what I'm saying. And the sudden turn off of the engines when it wasn't designed to be turned off in mid-flight like that is what caused the failure. I mean, you couldn't have done that with Saturn V either. You can't just turn off some of the engines, not all the engines, suddenly in the middle of an ascent. It wouldn't work with the Saturn V, it didn't work with the N1. You can do it even with rockets today, I'm pretty sure. Maybe you could get away with like one on the Falcon 9, because that's cutting edge technology today, but again, this is... And the thing could have individual 1 or 2 engines turned off. In fact, in many ways, it was ahead of most rockets today, which can't have any turned off mid-flight. It just... Not 6 that were all next to each other. It created too powerful a shock wave, and it damaged neighboring engines and created a chain reaction. So, but yeah, the Soviets would have gone to the moon if not for this stupid space race thing, because they were competing with the US. It's so much money, and that pivots me back to space, which is where we are here in this sci-fi. Okay, incoming message. We're receiving a transmission from Hisakai containing a message and schematics. Be careful up there, Captain. Pirates are very crafty. Don't answer any of their hails, as they'll only try to trick you. I've included a small gift to help you on your way. Technology we acquired from the curators. Analyzing schematics, interpreting file format, reading data. These schematics are for web rockets. I have scanned the files for harmful content and added them to our database. We'll now be able to manufacture warheads of this type. Shall I have some constructed now? Sure, they might come in handy. I can make one. Alright, affirmative, one web rocket has been synthesized. As I'm sure in Pharaoh Conda right now. So, sorry about that tirade, but, alright. Ship the cargo or set course? Let's just check the cargo bay for the Emperor's care package before setting course. There's a lovely new crate in the middle of your cargo bay. What did the Emperor say? It contains their culture's most precious possession, right? Can we analyze the contents? The container is heavily shielded from sensors. The power source is internal. So you're saying there's no way to find out what's inside without opening it? It would appear so. I assume it's locked? Heavily. The unlocking mechanism appears to be a biometric key, no doubt calibrated to the sentry and commander. Sounds like we have to wait until then to find out what's inside. Let's go to the bridge. What's to say I know what this... You know what? This would be a laugh. Let's see if I can't... This will... You guys will see what happens here. I think... did I save recently enough? Yeah, I probably saved right before the end of last one. Goo, you want to dissolve this lock? Oh no, I'm not touching that thing. I've got a bad feeling about that box. I've already done the get me my tools thing before. Yeah, I guess we should stick to the plan. Let's go to the bridge. I'm not entirely sure I saved recently enough. There we go, before Techno Emperor, so yeah. Been a little while since the last save. Checkpoint. ETA to Sentry and Outpost 27 seconds. Unimpeded. Incoming FG5 Lupine. The ship bears a Sentry and registry. Universal database identifies it as FG5 Lupine. Alright, that's right. The Chiselers and the Centurions are competing for influence here. As well as the couriers. A fast, agile, grappler type hull. If we come into conflict with the vessel, it is likely that it will try to engage us at close range. Outrunning it will not be easy. Alright, receiving hail. The Lupine is attempting to hail us. Open a frequency. Ahoy there, Captain Santa. Word round the rings is you've got a little present for Commander Brog in your sack. I'm feeling friendly, so I'll do you a solid. Fork that little party favor over and I'll deliver it for you. No thanks, I'll deliver the offering myself. Oh, don't be that way. I'm only trying to help. Besides, if you deliver it yourself, you'll have to actually meet Brog. And nobody wants that. All the same, they gave me a word to deliver it personally. Okie dokie, no problem. I'll just snag it from your wreckage. I was going to see if there's a way to... I forgot. There's a way to let him board and fight him, but I don't think there is. I didn't see it before, and the other option I know it doesn't work. Warning, imminent collision. The enemy ship is trying to ram us. Evasive maneuvers. Brace for impact.
These elven eyes have seen much suffering. Ha! Let's pray things go easier from now on.
Avoided. We narrowly avoided colliding with enemy vessel. And by narrowly, I think that was the minimum. I don't know, 7 or higher. Yeah. Drop drill. Lupine has released a drop drill emergency. Maneuvers.
Who needs saving? Ha! Until the break of dawn.
Miss. We've successfully avoided the drill. What do drop drills do again? I don't have one. It's been a while since I did ship combat. It's been a while since I played this game, period, in real life time. Current range 5. Have more energy, more shields, and more hull. This thing. Alright, attack. Fire lasers or space fast is not the answer. Fire. Fire rockets are mine. Fire rockets. Use the speed by 10. It's 10 damage on a hit. Roast rocket, 12 damage on a hit. The thing doesn't have an exposed hole yet. Still shield, so I'll use the web rocket.
I'm not used to all this darkness. Ha! Things will brighten up soon.
Miss. Fire lasers then.
The darkness will not. Ha! Oh, Frock!
Critical hit. The lasers hit the target. 30 damage dealt. Now their shields are down. Weapons bay is reloading. I wonder if there's a way to board them. Nope. I don't see anything. Alright, let's take another laser shot at them.
These elven arms have seen much suffering. We hurt them more than they hurt us. I think.
Oh, I can either destroy it or... Lupine has been completely disabled. Shall we attempt to board the ship, salvage, and technology? Yes, please. That's right, if you defeat them, sometimes you get this option. We've attached to Lupine. Prepare to board. Now, here comes the tactical RPG battle.
Will not rise.
This is probably going to take long enough though, so I'm going to cut this video here. I probably lost a lot of people with my rant before anyways, and I will see you all in the next one, where we will take this ship for ourselves. Till next time, this is Northstar. Adieu. Best luck to you all. May you always find a guiding star to lead you home.